Good day, everyone. My name is Sibu, and today we're going to be talking about Feast Finder. Before I begin, this app is its purpose is to help people that struggle to decide on what they want to eat, depending on the time of day. And yes, you will enter the time of day, and then you suggest a meal, and then this app will basically give you the best meal for that current time of the day. So, what have I used for this app? So, I chose the linear layout for the whole app to try and put everything together. And then I've had one, two, three, four text views. Um, the first one is the feast finder, which just is a label. The second one is also labeled enter the time of day. And then the third one is also labeled just the best meal would be. That is also a label. And then the fourth one is empty. This is where the results for the best suggested meal will pop up. And yes, it's empty because it 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 will change depending on the time of day. So we can't make it just a label because when it's a label, you can, but because we're just trying to display the results here, it's just going to be empty. And then we have an edit text which has a hint. This will help the user to input. The hint will help the user to know what to input. So yeah, in case someone doesn't really know what to put in, the hint is there just to help the user. And then we have three buttons: suggest meal, reset, and exit. That's about it for the UI. What else can we talk about? Oh, I've also used a vertical orientation, so nothing horizontal, but it makes it look neat. With also the layout, the linear layout makes it look how can I say this? Almost professional like. Yes. And I've also used a background, which was the where can I see it here? Yes, this the drawable meals. That is my background. And I've also used the gravity, which is center. This basically puts everything in center, so I don't really have to do it manually where I have to constrain each text view, edit text, and button to all four sides of the screen. Moving on to the main activity. So I've started by declaring all my buttons, text view. This text view is the one that's going to be displaying the results, and then also the edit text. And then we move on to the IDs. And the IDs basically they connect the XML elements, which are these things here with their IDs, to the main activity. So the and that is done with this find my by view ID. So it connects the elements from the XML to the main activity using the find my by ID. And then we have the reset button, the click listener. And this is basically this is basically me putting the function behind this specific reset button. I've mistakenly called it clear instead of reset, but same function. And then I did the same thing here for exit, which is also a set on click listener. This is also a function for this specific button, this exit button, which will just stop the whole function of the app and it will just end it and stop running. And then I move on to the suggest button, click on listener. And this is another function, but this function is different from the other two because I've first used the if statement. So if user input, which is the edit text here, if the user input for that edit text is empty, then we need to um, show a error that they haven't entered anything, which is very critical. It's needed, in fact, because if we don't have this if statement and the user runs it without entering anything, the app will crash. But if the user input is not empty, else everything should run smoothly. It should run smoothly. And basically here I've used the when statement, which is yes, when the user inputs morning or mid morning, it should have these results. And if the user did in fact enter something in the edit text, it should it should still run, but it should tell it that something isn't right. So it has to be an invalid input, which is why we said else is now. And that now then is gonna be put in to the if statement. And this if statement says that, look, if now is not if suggest meal, I'm sorry, if suggest meal is not equal to now, then it should run. It should run. This function should run perfectly fine because the user input has inputted the right time of day. But else, if the user has inputted or something wrong, then this else just means that it is equal to now, and we will have this error here popping up saying, look, invalid time, try morning, mid-morning, and afternoon. And yes, that's about it. And we can test run the app now. So we'll start by not entering anything. You see, it says here, look, you haven't entered anything. Okay, I just need to fix that. But yes, you haven't entered a time of day, buddy. So now let's try reset and then let's put in morning, morning, suggest meal, and we get the results breakfast, pancakes with bacon and eggs. Let's try it again, but this time let's write cake. Let's write cake. And let's say suggest meal. Look, invalid time, try morning, mid morning, afternoon, or dinner. And yes, everything works quite well. If we use the exit button as the exit button, yes, just like that, everything functions. It's a bit slow, I think it's my network, but everything functions well. And that is Feast Finder. That is Feast Finder. And that's everything. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.